Alright, so in this video I want to make my LED, my digital LED, I want it to fade. Okay, so I want it to go from being really bright to fading out until it's got nothing left. Now, in order for us to do that, we're going to have to sort of trick the Arduino into thinking that our digital thing, which is either on or off, is an analog switch. And we use something called pulse width modulation to make that happen. PWM for short. And we use PWM. Now, it doesn't really matter too much about understanding PWM. Basically, it's turning on and off thousands of times a second at varying degrees. But basically, we trick it into having varying degrees of power. There's our basic idea. Alright, so now this is only going to work in certain digital pins on your Arduino. So you can use 3. So you can use 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. They've all got asterisks next to their numbers, so you can use those. Don't use the other ones because they won't pick this up. Alright, so I've just done a couple of things here. I've initialized green equals 6, my LED port. I've plugged this into number 6. And I've said pin mode green, that's an output. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to do out in my setup is I'm actually going to turn the LED on inside of my setup. That's because I only want it to get turned on once. Now this is a bit strange. I don't recommend this for 99% of your applications, but I just want to show you this fading LED, and then you guys can do other stuff after that. Okay, so I'm going to do a digital right here. Green, high. And that'll turn on my LED from the moment from the very second the program starts. LED turned on. Okay, now I need to put my main code inside of my loop. Now this main code is really straightforward actually. It's an analog write. Okay, you've seen analog write before. Now I'm analog writing to a digital pin, which is just fine really. Now the different levels of analog write that I can do with my digital pin. You remember the analog pins are from 0 to 1023. Now this what we're doing here is actually a PWM, and they're only going to be between 0 and 255. Okay, that's 2 to the power of something. Okay, so we do our analog write here. Now I'm just going to write that I want my green. This time I'm going to get it to output at, say, 200. Okay. Now, I am avoiding loops here. Now, in the next video I am going to use a loop, but in this video I'm not going to. I'm going to do things the dumb, slow way. So what I'm doing is giving it different levels of onness, if you like. Green 50. Okay, so it's fading down. Now you're probably looking at this and going, yeah, but that's all going to happen too fast. And you're right, it is going to happen too fast. So we're going to have to put some delays in here. Maybe I'll just copy and paste that. I'll put a delay in there as well. Oops. Okay. Oops. Don't forget all of your things here. Now, please never write a program that looks like this. I'm only showing you one key thing here, and that is that you can use an analog write on one of these. In our next video, we'll look at loops and how to set this up in a much nicer way. Now, I'm going to be very surprised if this works. None of my programs work the first time around. Let's see what happens here. True to form, I've missed at least 1 million of those. Alright, so let's try that again. Alright, so we've got something here. It's running now. Just watch this green light. you can see it fading here. Alright, so that's a bit Christmas tree-ish. Now I could put another analog right in here at the end here. Or I could even put a digital right in. There's no reason I can't mix them. Green, low. That'll just turn it off. Alright, so we should have it. Hopefully it turns off here. There we go. Okay, there's a much better way to do this using an iterative loop called a for loop. We're going to look at that in the next video. I just wanted you to see here that we can fade our LEDs using an analog write on a digital called pulse width modulation.